everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Caterina and I'm so happy to have you here today. In today's pick a card reading, we are looking at when will success happen in your life? And this can really be any area of success that you're looking for. So this can be finding the perfect relationship, finding the perfect job, financially successful, whatever success means to you. That's what we're going to look at today. Once you choose your card, you can find the timestamps in the description box below, which will take you directly to your reading. And if you ever want to book a private reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is also linked in the description box below. And that is the only way that you can book a reading with me. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some cards for you. This deck is a little difficult to shuffle, so I'm just gonna probably shuffle 3 times for each pile and then take whichever one's on top, unless there's one that kind of really sticks out to me, but that's my plan. Okay, so Spirit, our question today is, when will success happen in your life? Can we have a card for pile number 1, please? Okay, we'll take the top one here. And we're going to read the other side of the card once we get into your individual piles. Okay, can we have a card for pile number 2, please? Oops. Can we have a card for pile number 3, please? Okay, pile number 1, this is your card, and your stone is Malachite. Okay, pile number 2, this is your card, and your stone is Fuchsite. Pile number 3, this is your card, and you have the green Aventurine. Please take as long as you need choosing your card or cards, and I will see you in your readings. Hello, pile number 1. You have the Malachite stone. And this is your card. So I'm going to read the bottom part, but first off, what I see is a lot of things happening. You have all of these flowers here in the tree. You have butterflies here, which indicate transformation. So there's at least 4 butterflies here. So transformation on multiple levels in your life. With the tree, I feel like things are changing, things are slowly moving forward for you, but it's a slower moving process. This makes me think of a pentacle. And with the pentacle, there's a heart there. So I feel like part of what you're trying to manifest could be more money. It could have something to do with your job or your career, becoming successful on those levels, and it's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. I feel like with this little duck here, whatever that is exactly, I feel like you're being divinely guided. I feel like you're being watched over by your spirit guides, and I feel like Spirit is saying to stay grounded, especially with the tree. Stay grounded. Try not to stress over when things will happen, and focus more on how you're going to make them happen. Okay, so let's see. On the back it says, Tree Spirit, seek restfulness in the sanctuary of your soul. You are spiritually protected and many good things will happen. Beings of unconditional love, help me in all ways. And you see you have the pentacle here and the butterfly here. So definitely, oh, and this looks like a bird right here. Kind of like someone watching out for you, like I said on the reverse side. Things are definitely transforming. I think that whatever it is that you're working on or working toward, I think it's in the works. Like I said, it's a slower moving process, but look at how close the pentacle is to the butterfly. So transformation is very, very close. Let's go ahead and look at your other oracle cards. I'm kind of feeling something else in this card that I haven't mentioned yet, so we'll see if that comes up as we look at your other cards. Okay, what else do you want to say to pile number 1, please? When will success happen in pile number 1's life? Okay. There we go. We have hibernation. Interesting. You have hibernation, and look at this person sleeping here. So I feel like what hibernation means in your reading is that things are taking their time. Things are very, very slowly forming. And again, Spirit is saying, don't rush the process. Everything's going to happen at the perfect time. Don't stress about it. I'm also getting that you could see some major progress in like 3 months when things really start to kind of shift a little bit. It can be 3 to 4 months because you have the 4 butterflies here. So go with the flow. I also got go with the flow. Very interesting. Okay, what else can you tell us for pile number 1, please? Wisdom. So is there something that you're doing where you're gaining knowledge? Are you in school? Are you learning something on your own? If not, I feel either way, if you're not or if you are, I feel like the way forward has something to do with learning something or something that you've already learned, applying that to the situation somehow. Because it's like you either have the knowledge or you will have the knowledge, and that's really the key here. So if things are going like really, really slow for you, or if you're not sure how to go forward with something, the key could be taking a course or going back to school or just researching something. It could even be just reading a book and taking notes, learning something that way. So just keep that in mind going forward. It's definitely like you need to look at something. Even wisdom could be even be talking to somebody, figuring something out, you know, by talking to somebody who's done this before, someone who can offer some advice or something like that. So let's see what else we have for you. What else would you like to tell pile number 1, please? Change. Things are definitely happening for you. Positive change is happening. Remember I told you that it could be 3 to 4 months when you start to really see some progress? I'm getting there's something with the seasons changing. Okay, because the hibernation made me think of winter. And then here you have like the moon phases, you have the sun, you have the whole picture makes me think of the earth turning, right? So it could be winter, it could be 3 to 4 months from now. You know, this is a timeless reading, so it really, just whenever you're watching it, is the perfect time that you're supposed to see this. So it's definitely going to happen at the right time. So again, just have some patience and know that from now until when you start to see these changes, there are some very, very critical things that are going to be happening with you gaining a sense of wisdom that's going to help you forward on this journey. It's going to make it easier. It's going to somehow help to elevate you to where you need to be to move forward. Okay, I was going to shuffle, but I think this one wants to come out. So, ooh, intuition. Oh, how interesting. How interesting how I was seeing like a world change, like turning. And then this makes me think of like a globe turning. Very interesting. So with intuition, it's very important that you slow down. Remember I told you with the tree here, I feel like this is a little bit of a slower moving process. Slowly turning, slowly, like the world, it slowly revolves, right? So slow down, listen to your intuition. What are you feeling? What are you thinking? Is the spirit world giving you hints and clues? It's going to happen for you. I definitely see that happening with the change card here. You're going to have success. It's going to happen. But it's really, really critical that you don't get caught up on when, and when is it going to happen? And I understand that it's very stressful if this is related to money and you really need to change your financial situation. But Spirit is saying, just try to be patient because everything's going to work out. And the more that you can stay grounded with the tree here, the more that you can stay grounded, the more heightened your intuition will be so that you can figure out things quicker along the way. Okay, so let's go ahead now and look at your tarot cards. Okay, what else would you like to say to pile number 1, please? When will success happen for pile number 1? We have the Emperor. And there's like a little string here. Kind of like something unraveling or pulling something towards you, right? Very interesting. Well, okay, so the first thing that I get here is don't give up on your idea. It's going to happen. Now, the Emperor didn't build their empire overnight, right? This took a while to get to this point. You're on your way here. You're definitely on your way. Whatever it is that you're trying to manifest in your life, whatever you're manifesting in your life, whatever you are working on, whatever your focus is on, it's going to happen. You have the sun shining on you and your idea. So it's definitely something that's going to happen for you. I feel like you're building a strong foundation. Can you see these? It looks like tree roots here. So interesting. You have the tree roots here, and then here you're actually laying in a tree. Okay, so it's happening. Your dreams are actually in process of happening. I feel like you either are now or you will be laying a strong foundation, laying your roots, getting things in motion, getting things started. We have the 5 of Swords. Oh, interesting. This is a very interesting 5 of Swords to me. So the 5 of Swords can talk about kind of winning at all costs or walking away from something that's not working. This card in this deck, to me, makes me think of calling a truce. So is there something that you've been trying to make happen, something you've been trying to force into working, like this idea, it has to be this way, it has to be this way, and it's kind of delaying your progress forward? Spirit is saying that it could be time to call a truce and look at another side of the issue. Is there a different way to do things? Is there a different way that would actually make it easier? Because sometimes when we're on the right path, but we're doing things a little bit differently than would be ideal, Spirit will kind of put things in hibernation where nothing's happening. And we try and try and try, and it's just like the more I push, the more I'm stuck. And so if that's the case, look at things a little bit differently. Maybe try to change your idea slightly, see if that could help, or get a different perspective. Get this, if there's this missing piece, pause, go into hibernation for just, a minute so that you can try to figure out, what is this wisdom that I need to get from this situation? Especially with the sword in the ground here, it's kind of like you could have a breakthrough idea, which would also indicate the wisdom here. But you can't get that idea if you're trying to force something to happen. So maybe Spirit is saying try to think outside the box a little bit. Okay, we have the Five of Cups. Very interesting. So the Five of Cups talks about feeling a sense of loss. But really, the only thing that was lost is something that was not meant for your journey going forward, which really connects to what I was saying with the Five of Swords and possibly calling a truce on something and tweaking your idea just a little bit. Because the interesting thing about the Five of Cups and these two cards going together is on the Five of Cups, you see these candles here. Well, these candles no longer have their flame. However, there's two candles back here that are burning, and they're burning very brightly. Didn't I say something about changing your perspective? Because what I'm seeing here is shifting so that you can see what's behind you. Okay, changing your perspective just a little bit. Using your intuition, which we see here with the moon, to get that missing piece of information that will help you move forward. Then we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so I definitely think this has something to do with money. Feeling like your money's running out, feeling like you want to make more money, you want to be more productive, have more abundance in your life in the financial area. Which, are you seeing what I'm seeing? It just hit me. Okay, here's a tree, and there's a pentacle on the tree. And do you remember when when we first got to your pile, and this is a tree, you see here's the tree here, and then I said this makes me think of a pentacle. Do you see that? So I think it definitely has something to do with you feeling more secure in your life. It could have something with you trying to get a better job or trying to start your own business, something like that, which will generate more money. It definitely could be you wanting to kind of branch out and do your own thing with the Emperor card here. Or this could even represent, being in school, learning how to do this new thing. So what I see with the Five of Pentacles, do you see how these people are almost touching hands? I don't know if you can see that. They're almost touching, not quite, but almost. I think you're so close. You're so close, so close. So don't give up on your idea. Don't give up. Keep going. Just know that it seems like there's a little piece of information that's like right on the tip of your finger. Okay, with this little rabbit here, you're almost there. So don't give up. Keep going. Things are definitely going to change for you. The Five of Pentacles is right below the change card. So again, stay grounded. Don't let your emotions or your anxiety get the best of you. Stay grounded as you move forward so that you can clearly think and clearly see your intuition, which will help guide you on the best path forward. We have the Knight of Wands. Well, this is a great idea that you have. I think this is something that you're very passionate about. Yes, I think that you do want more money. That is definitely a factor in this decision, in this idea to move forward. But I think that it's more than that. I think you want to feel more grounded in your life in the sense of where you enjoy doing what you do for work. I think you have a great vision. You have a lot of passion to see this idea through. And I feel like you are very determined, which is, you know, I did see that in the Emperor card here, but I'm really picking up that once you start to see a little bit of progress happening, that's really going to make you feel even more determined to see that next phase of progress. And I do feel like there are multiple phases that you're going to go through with this idea. And I feel like, you know, pretty soon you're going to see some change. I'm still holding on to that you might see something within the next 3 months. Okay, so just keep that in mind as you go forward. And also another thing the Knight of Wands can talk about is not going so fast that you miss problems. So not trying to speed through this process so quickly that you miss certain details. Because remember, it's something about this, there's some little detail or something that can really help you. And not just rushing forward because one part of your idea didn't work. Because you see how there's 2 candles here that are still lit, and then you have 2 pyramids here. So it's a great idea. It just might need to be tweaked just a little bit moving forward. So we have the High Priestess. Didn't I say something that you might have a piece of missing information? Because that's what the High Priestess can talk about. There's something that's almost like on the tip of your tongue, okay? This idea, this better way of doing things, this, your intuition coming through. Because you have the intuition card here, and the High Priestess also talks about intuition. And another thing that I'm seeing here, are you noticing this? Okay. Usually in the High Priestess, in like the more traditional decks, there are 2 pillars on either side of the High Priestess. Here we have 2 trees. 2 trees that are connected up on top here. And then the High Priestess is just about to dip her toe into the water. That's how close you are. That's how close you are, so don't give up. But see the tree here, and then these 2 people are standing in the water. So definitely what is critically important here is staying grounded, not just physically, but definitely emotionally, because I understand how stressful it can be when money is a factor, when money is running out, when you really, really need to figure things out very, very quickly. But Spirit is saying the way to access your intuition fully is to kind of focus on today as you're going through this. And whatever this missing piece of information is, it will click, it will come together. It's almost like the information is within you. You just need to kind of access it. Another thing that I get with the High Priestess is 9 months. With the High Priestess, when we're talking about time, I usually get 9 months or less and no longer than a year. That doesn't mean that nothing's going to happen until that point in time. It's 9 months or less. It's at most a year or less. So it could be tomorrow. Okay. It could be 3 weeks from now. It could be 3 months from now, especially because I saw that here with the hibernation card. There is a waiting period here. But the good news is that the waiting period is not that long. Of course, not that long means different things to different people. Some people don't have a lot of time. I'm just the messenger. Okay, this is what Spirit is showing me and what Spirit is telling me. So just try to have a little bit of patience. We have the 7 of Swords. Yeah, so I feel like for some of you, time feels like it's getting away from you. There can be a lot of fears here, a lot of thinking like, oh, am I strong enough? Am I smart enough? Can I pull this off? Now, let's really examine this card for a second here. There's some sort of chaos happening here. Some kind of fear of, ooh, am I going to get this done in time? Am I safe? There's a sense of wanting to kind of run away but stay at the same time. Does that make sense? It's kind of like your intuition saying, no, everything's going to work out, but your ego is saying, but what if it doesn't? Now, let's look at this card. She's holding on to a tree. Okay? There's something so critically important with this reading because, yes, there are a lot of trees in this deck, but your first card was a tree card. Okay? I didn't know that card was coming out beforehand, and I had already picked your cards. Okay, so it's important for you to stay grounded, hold on during the storms that come through the chaos, through the changes that happen. Remember here we talked about that you might need to change something just a little bit so that it happens easier, quicker for you. Now, you also have a turtle here, and then it looks like a little bird. Actually, let me get my little magnifying glass. I want to see exactly what this is here. Is that a butterfly? I think it's actually a butterfly. Or it kind of looks like it could be a hummingbird. I'm not quite sure what this is here. I think it might be, see, I think it looks like a butterfly, but then it kind of looks like a hummingbird, but I can't really see the beak. But what's important is that whatever this is here is going toward the flower. And the flower is connected to the sword here, which we saw here, which is like this new idea, which I feel is the information that we have in the High Priestess that you will get. There's something you don't have yet, some piece of information that you don't have yet, but you will have it, and it's going to make everything click together. So try to have fun in the process. Try not to worry too much about, you know, when and how this is all going to work out for you, because it's definitely going to work out for you. And try to keep like the Emperor energy anytime your ego comes in and tries to create fear in your mind. We have the Four of Swords. This is a card of rest. Don't worry. Okay. There's a pentacle here too. Just like I saw, this made me think of the pentacle. It's critical that you rest, that you stay grounded, that you don't focus on the lack. So if you're focused on, I don't have money, I don't have enough money to get through this process, I need a loan, what if I don't get a loan, what if? If you focus on that instead of focusing on how you're going to get the loan or how you're going to make things happen, it can really kind of dampen your intuition. It can dampen your entire spirit. It can make you so stressed out that you get sick and you can't even think about anything at that point. The other thing that I'm really picking up on is all of the yellow. Do you see all of the yellow here? Okay, so that makes me think of the solar plexus, which is, you know, the creativity. This is you using your creativity in tune with your intuition and kind of bouncing things off of each other, right? The Knight of Wands, this is a creative card. This is an intuitive card. Using those two things together and staying balanced along the way so that you can function properly, so that you can think through problems, so that you can come up with solutions to these problems. And here, look at this, more yellow and another tree. Okay, another tree. So the pentacle on the tree. And then not only that, but look at how your cards are coming together. Do you see this design here below the tree? And do you see the High Priestess? Do you see how things are aligning for you? Okay. Using your intuition. This is divine timing. This is cycles of the moon, things lining up at the perfect time. You having faith in the process. It's a slower moving process. It's slowly moving, but it's happening. Okay, there's progress happening. This idea that you have is a great idea. All you need to do is to create the perfect environment to grow this idea. Put in the hard work, put in the effort, have patience. It's going to happen. It's all starting to come together. It's all coming together. Wow. So you have the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is a success card. This idea that you're implementing here is coming together here. This is hard work. This is you being the emperor and making your dreams come true. Another thing this is financial success, financial abundance, feeling safe, feeling secure, feeling that all of your hard work is paying off, and really seeing those results. Now, another thing I'm noticing here is that it's 9 of Pentacles. Remember here, I mentioned 9 months or less, and in some cases, 1 year or less. Okay, and you have a 9 here. So I would definitely say that within 9 months, you're going to see some major progress, going from the 5 of Pentacles, which is a lack, feeling like you're lacking money, you're lacking finances, you're wondering, how am I going to get through the next month with the finances that I have right now, to the 9 of Pentacles, where you're not worried about money at all. Okay, so just keep that in mind as you go forward. We have the 5 of Wands. Definitely what needs to happen with the 5 of Wands is you need to be fluid with your ideas. Don't get so caught up in what didn't work. So if something didn't work, okay, it is what it is. What will work? So don't be in conflict with yourself and with your ideas. And be open to exploring other options, because that's where this missing piece of information is going to come in. And also that will just allow things to flow easier and better altogether. And we have the Knight of Swords. So interesting. So the Knight of Swords, so you're going after what you want. I feel that nothing's going to get in your way. That's kind of, we've seen that here, the Emperor card with the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. This can also be getting additional information. Once you have that missing piece in the High Priestess, I feel like you're going to be going forward at a much quicker pace. So if you're wondering, like, how is this going to happen in 9 months or even 3 months when you start to see some pretty decent progress happening? How is that going to happen? Well, it's this missing piece of information here. So keep your mind open, keep your intuition open. It's going to happen for you. It's already in the process of happening. Patience, staying grounded so that you can use your intuition. These 2 things are the key to moving forward, because what I'm getting here with the Knight of Swords to close out your reading is that it's smooth sailing once you fix. There's some kind of conflict going on with this idea. Once you fix that conflict and get more into a flow and stop worrying about what didn't work and start worrying about, or not worrying, but start thinking about what will work, that's when things start to change for you. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you would ever like to book a private reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is listed in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, pile number 2. You have the Fuchsite stone, and this is your card. I feel like you're going to be divinely guided to meeting the right people at the right time. I feel like you're going to be divinely guided, and listening to your intuition will be very helpful on your journey forward. Okay, so your card says time travelers. You have all it takes to accomplish your dreams. You will naturally attract helpful friends and wise guidance along your way. And then it says, I believe in myself. So definitely Spirit is saying, believe in yourself, believe in your ideas. You have what it takes to accomplish this goal, okay? It's going to happen for you. So just keep the faith. And also know that you're going to be in the right place at the right time. You're going to be meeting the right people at the right time. You're going to be meeting people who can help you along the way, people who can offer you guidance, people who want to see you succeed. Okay, so just keep that in mind as you go forward. I see some like really special connections happening here. I see that things will kind of fall into place at the right time, and it somehow is involving other people helping you get to where you need to go, where you want to go. Okay, when will success happen for pile number 2? We have action. So I think what's important here is that you believe in your idea, you believe in what you've been working on, you believe in yourself, and that you're not afraid to put your ideas out into the world. I think that's number 1. I'm also feeling like there might be something going on with nighttime, because you see this card's nighttime and this card is also nighttime. I'm feeling like, I'm feeling like, okay, I'm getting a couple things. I feel like you might meet somebody at night or when it's dark out. It could be something like, I'm seeing like some kind of social event. It's like a professional event, but it's also a social event. So it's kind of like maybe a networking event at like a cocktail party or something like that, with beverages and appetizers or something like that. Where this could be a really great way to network, to meet people. Something like that could be happening for you. And it seems like there's something significant about that, and after that happens, when things really kind of take off for you. Okay, what else? We have peace. Oh, interesting. You know what I see with this card? This kind of wreath thing with the leaves here going around this dragon's neck reminds me of the wreath that we see in the 6 of Wands, which is the victory card. And it's peace. So what I'm getting here is that to stay grounded as you move forward. So you have the tree here. So it's like each step that you take moving forward, staying grounded in knowing that you're moving forward. Things may be moving a little bit slow, but I feel that once you meet these particular people who are going to help you, I feel like it really gets the process moving. It gets things flowing. And with peace, I feel like you need to stay balanced. You need to understand that things are going to work out for you. So don't start worrying about what if it doesn't work? Or if you are already worrying about those things, what if it doesn't work? What if this person said they'd help me and they don't come through? Try not to let that get to you so much. Try to stay in balance and try to just focus on your goals and where you're going, instead of getting caught up in kind of like the details about how and when and all of these things. Yeah, so just try to stay focused on the actual goal. Okay, what else can you tell us? What else do you want to tell us for pile number 2? When will success happen for pile number 2? Create. So you have action and create. So I feel like if you haven't already taken action, if you haven't already put pen to paper, it's time for you to do that. It's time for you to start getting your ideas down, start getting your ideas out there into the world, and really let your intuition guide you. I feel like once you get this process started, things will start to take shape. Things will start to form kind of right before your eyes. And I also feel like people will really like what you have to offer. People will enjoy watching kind of like your creative process. They will really see your vision, each step that you take along the way. These people will really be interested in what else you're going to do moving forward. Unfolding. Yeah, exactly. Watching what you're doing moving forward. There's something about people being very interested in your process, in what you have to offer. They feel like, or they will feel like they're witnessing your transformation happening kind of before their eyes. They're seeing you add color to this original idea. They're seeing you implement these things, creating something that's very quite dynamic, that has a certain kind of sparkle to it, or a certain kind of extra that they don't see necessarily with other ideas or with the way other people are doing this particular thing. So there's something that really stands out with the way that you're doing this, with your idea, and with you in general. So it's like, once you start taking action with this idea, and once you can kind of come to peace with knowing that you're going to have success with this idea, but also knowing that it may take a little bit of time for you, because with this tree here, it makes me think that there's different phases of your growth and development with this idea, and that patience is going to be critical here as you move forward, because it's kind of like one thing happens which kind of catapults you to this next phase, but then once you get there, there's kind of this unfolding process that takes a little while. So it's kind of like a step forward and then a holding period, and then a step forward and then a holding period, and on and on and on like that. But as you're going through this process, it's unfolding for you, and your vision is really starting to come to life. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, and as we look at your tarot cards, we're going to get more information about timing and stuff like that, and exactly how this is going to happen. Okay, what else do you want to tell us for pile number 2, please? When will success happen for pile number 2? That 1 or 2 cards? Yeah, it is 2. There we go. Okay. Oh, interesting. So your first card is the 6 of Pentacles. So the 6 of Pentacles can be about getting help from someone, getting assistance from someone. Definitely if you are trying to get a loan for something, I feel that you're going to meet the right people at the right time, and that you will be successful in securing any kind of financial means that you need to move forward with this idea. I also feel like balance is coming in. Part of the way that this balance comes in is through other people. Okay, there's something about these amazing people that we first were introduced to with this card, that your plan specifically is going to happen with the help of other people. So the Spirit is telling me to be open in showing your ideas to others and showing what it is that you have to offer, not being afraid to network or put yourself out there. I also feel like with the 6 of Pentacles, you're with this idea, part of the idea that you want is more balance financially. And I do feel like that will be coming into your life. I do feel like it is a slower moving process with the Pentacles here. I feel like something that might happen is you have a lot of action with something. Let's say that maybe if you're selling something, you might sell, you know, multiple items on this day, and then there's kind of a lull, and then you sell multiple things on this day. So it's kind of like that thing where it's like moving forward, but then there's a pause, and then moving forward and there's a pause. So I feel like eventually your money will be more consistent, but in the beginning, for some reason, it seems like it's a little bit hit or miss, or it's a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, and then it starts to stream in for you. Okay, so we have the Ten of Cups. A couple things that I get here with the Ten of Cups. First of all, this is a great idea that's going to bring you a lot of happiness, a lot of balance into your life. It's also bringing you into a community of really, really, really good people who share kind of like your same values. They see where you're going. They understand your direction. It's going to be very fulfilling on multiple levels for you. There's a lot of celebration coming in here. These people that you're going to meet along your path, I feel like some of them, maybe not all of them, but some of them will be there, like lifelong friends. Some of them will be there at the right time to help you. Like I said, if you need a loan or something like that, and you might see this person from time to time, but I feel like you're going to have kind of develop a really core group of people from this entire process who will be there with you through the whole thing. And then, you know, probably for the rest of your life, you'll have these people. The Lover's card. So a couple things I get here with the Lover's card. First of all, if you've been looking for success, if you've been looking for more balance in your life, this is the way to get there. This idea that you have to create something that is your own, create something that you've wanted to do for a while, this is how you're going to find success in your life. This is you creating this life that you've always wanted. It's going to be a perfect balance of what you've wanted, possibly a little bit more. It's really going to be so nourishing for your soul. So much success, so much happiness coming in from this. Another thing that I'm seeing here is when you are meeting these people, it says you will naturally attract helpful friends and wise guidance along the way. I think that for those of you who are single, you might along this process meet somebody who turns into more than just a friend along this process. Someone who really aligns with your goals, somebody who loves to see you succeed, and somebody who really admires your hard work, your effort, and it just kind of naturally turns into something more. Now, if you're not single, then this just has to do with what I said before, with everything lining up for you. And it can also relate to the fact that if you're not single, so if you're in a committed relationship, I feel that this person will support you throughout this entire process. And I feel like that support that they give you could even bring you closer because they saw you create this and grow this and turn it into this, you know, exactly what you wanted. And their support makes you love them more, and they love you more because you followed your dream and you made it happen. And so there's just kind of like a ripple effect that I see happening here. With you and other people. This pile really, really has something to do with other people being involved on some level in this project or this thing that is going to create success in your life. Okay, we have the Nine of Cups, and let me tell you, you are going to be successful. Okay, the Nine of Cups is your dreams coming true. This is your vision coming to life. This is exactly where you said you wanted to be. This is you having like literally like your cups are overflowing, like we see in the 10 of Cups here. You're so happy. You feel so accomplished. You feel so proud of what you've done. Something else that I'm seeing here with the 6 of Pentacles, it could be over the next 6 months that you're starting to see this progress happen. Okay. 6 is really standing out to me, and I would say for some of you, it could be 6 months to a year. So it could be like within 6 months is when you really start to see some action taking place, things unfolding, things really starting to gain some traction. And then like a year from now, whenever you're watching this, is when you really, really start to feel successful. Okay. The 7 of Swords, interesting. So let me go back to your first card for a minute here. I believe in myself. The 7 of Swords can talk about imposter syndrome, where you feel like you're not good enough, or when you start to get some success, you feel like, oh, you know, this people, like everything's going to come crashing down. Like, I don't deserve this, or I don't know if I can keep this up, or I feel like, you know, I'm like not ready for this, or I feel like, is this real? You know, any kind of self-defeating limitations that you might place on yourself, you need to keep those in check and come back to this card. I believe in myself. You have all it takes to accomplish your dreams. You can do this, and you will do this. I'm telling you, you will do this. You will be successful. So it's important along the way that you believe in yourself, especially as it takes a little bit of time to get things rolling. Okay, never lose faith in yourself. You are meant to do this. This is meant for you. Like, I'm really excited for you, because I can feel like the success that's coming up for you. Then we have the Empress card. Okay, so a couple things I get here. I don't want to forget to mention this. So the first thing I'm going to mention is, for those of you that find your soulmate in this process, it could also involve having a child with this person. Okay. So that's something that I just wanted to mention. I did not want to forget that. Another thing that I see with the Empress card, well, even if you do find your soulmate, the rest also applies to you as well. This is success. This is you being successful. You have the Empress and the 9 of Cups. This is like bigger success than you're even thinking of right now. Things coming together. You sitting back saying, I'm so glad I believed in myself. Okay, because you have other people believing in you. You need to make sure that you believe in yourself throughout this whole process. With the Empress card, you have everything that you've dreamed about. Okay. With the Empress card, you've moved through the initial phase of success where you're like, oh, wow, I'm successful. Am I going to be able to keep this up? Can I keep up this momentum? You've moved on from that to, yes, I did keep the momentum, and I'm still keeping the momentum. You are comfortable. You have created your success, and there's more success to come. Okay. It's expansion. You figuring out where you want to go next. I'm going to take this to the next level. Where am I going from here? You celebrating that success. Okay, so we have the Hermit card here. Very interesting. Let me move these cards up a little bit so you can see everything. Okay, with the Hermit card, I want to point something out to you. Let me just get these cards aligned for you. Okay, so with the Hermit card, if you notice here, this little drawing or picture that's here, kind of like the different phases of the moon, There's also a key here. Another thing I want to point out is that it says 11:11 on the clock here. So synchronicities are absolutely going to play a part in your success. Being in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people at the right time, which will provide the key. See, there's a key here. Will provide the key for you moving forward. So what's important to note here is that there may be a time, a period of time, which maybe you're in it now, and maybe that's why you're wondering, when is success going to happen? Is it ever going to happen? What's going on here? So what's important to know is that divine timing is lining up. You see, this is right below the Six of Pentacles. And remember, I told you that somebody's going to be entering your life, the situation, who will help you out, who will be very, very beneficial to you. And also, this represents things coming together so that you have more balance financially. That is definitely going to happen. I mean, look at this Empress card. This Empress is doing quite well financially, so that's going to happen. So what Spirit is saying here with the Hermit card is, during the quieter times, during the times when you're trying to figure things out and you're trying to establish the next step forward, to have a sense of peace about the situation, knowing that you're going to get to where you're going, believing in yourself, having faith in yourself, having faith that the right people at the right time are coming into your life. And also, what is so important about the Hermit card is that it's number 9, which means that you're about to end one phase and go into a new phase. Remember, the moon phase is here. End one phase and go into a new phase of this cycle, of this journey that you're on. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, it has taken 9 months or it has taken 9 weeks, it's taken forever to get any movement, to get any traction with this, it's about to change. You're about to see some progress. You're about to see things coming together. You're about to meet the right person to help you get to the next phase. Okay? Yes, the Temperance card. This is what I was just saying. First of all, you're about to get there. So the Temperance card talks about things coming together, perfect things coming together to make the situation that perfect, well-rounded whole that you need, like whole thing that you need to pursue an idea, to create this goal, to see success in your life. There's also, so it's balance, it's patience, it's, there is a sense of a healing energy here, which I get with the peace. And if you look here, there's a picture here with this, on this picture, it's showing the chakras all aligned on this person in the picture. So it's about staying in balance when things are slowly progressing, when things are slowly coming together, not falling out of balance because it's taking a little bit longer for you. Okay. See, this person has a little tablet here, like something to write on, like a notebook, and a pencil here. So there's a fine line, there's a balance between working and taking care of yourself. So I feel like that's really connected to the Peace card here. Believing in yourself, knowing that you're going to have this great success, but also at the same time taking care of yourself. Like, you don't have to work on this idea 24/7. Take some time for some self-care, because as you're going through this process and you're coming upon those times of, remember, didn't I mention that, where you're going forward and then there's kind of a pause, and then things happen, and then there's a pause, and then things happen, and then there's a pause. I'm pretty sure I said that. Sometimes things pop in my mind and then they go right out and I'm talking about something else and then I don't mention it, but I'm pretty sure I mentioned that. That's what we see here with the Hermit card and the Temperance card. knowing that divine timing is going to play a role in this, and meeting the right people at the right time. So take care of yourself along the way, because it's going to happen for you. It's definitely going to happen for you. And it's not too far off. It's not too far away. Okay. We have the Death card. And I was just talking about how it's not too far away, remember? The Death card talks about transformation, things happening, things ending one phase and starting a new phase. Just like we talked about here with this picture that's on the wall here. It's all about divine timing. See, the thing with the Death card is that this is going to happen no matter what. A certain situation is coming to an end no matter what. And I feel like what's coming to an end here is your waiting period. This time of you taking action and you putting in all of this hard work and all of this, you know, your determination, this action, all of this stuff going forward. And you're like, okay, well, I'm putting in all this effort. When is it going to happen? You're so close. You're so close. Spirit is saying, don't give up. You're so close. Stay in balance. Stay aligned as you go forward. You're really, really on the verge of meeting new people. That's happening very, very soon. I feel like you're going to meet these people, and then it's kind of like a slow progression of getting to know these people, them getting to know you, them seeing what you are working on, what you have to offer, really getting a good feel for your personality and your energy. And then from there, it's like things really start to take off. So it's kind of because other people are so important on your particular journey. I feel like part of what this slow moving process is here is you and these other people getting to know and trust each other and moving forward on with your connection with this idea, this project that you have here. This happens once you really, really get to know each other, feel comfortable with each other, and trust each other. And so, you know, that's something that does take a little bit of time. Even if you have a connection with this person right away, or these people right away, it's still like, you know, a slower process of like, yeah, I think we could work together. I think I could help you, or, you know, something like that. So it's definitely happening. So don't worry about that. Okay. Oh yeah, did I just say don't worry about that? The Four of Swords talks about relaxing, taking a time out, not stressing over things, knowing that your ideas are all going to come together. So peace, self-care, okay? That is an element that's all throughout your reading here. Take care of yourself. Don't stress about the timing so much. Believe that it's going to happen for you. It absolutely is going to happen for you. I see it here. So make sure that you're staying in alignment and staying balanced as you go forward. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, because I see you worrying. I see you thinking, okay, well, I'm running out of money, or I need more money, or, you know, worrying, so worried about it. You checking in on your progress, saying, well, it's been 4 months already. When is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? Okay, well, you have 6 months here, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4 months that have been torn off of the calendar. So it could be another 2 months from now when you start to see some progress. Money is coming in. Money is absolutely coming in for you. You have a lot of success happening here. You have the Empress. The Empress has a lot of money. Okay, the Empress is very, very comfortable. So don't worry about the money. There's things happening below the surface that you can't quite see yet. Things that are aligning, things that are coming together. So, yeah, especially with money. There's something about money here. If you need a loan or you need help financially along the way, that help is going to be coming into your life. So don't worry about that. We have the Page of Pentacles. So this tells me quite a bit about what's going on here. So first of all, remember when your card said believe in yourself? I believe in myself. You have all it takes to accomplish your dreams. You do, and I see that here. You're very dedicated, you're very analytical. It's like you have the ability to figure things out, to figure out what needs to be done, what you need to do next, what the next steps are, all of these things coming together. I feel that you will research things, you will figure things out. Now, what's important here is that there's a couple things. Other people see this in you. Remember, I've already mentioned that throughout this reading. Other people see your potential. Other people see your determination. They see the potential of this idea that you have. It can also benefit you to let people in, to listen to what other people have to say, which I see in this card, kind of like somebody saying something to you that will not only generate ideas from what they say, but will then somehow increase your own creativity, increase your own intuition. And it's kind of like this spark of ideas that can come about by just hearing what somebody else has to say. And then you can come up with your own ideas in the process, right? So you're already coming up with your own ideas, but somebody may say something and it kind of sparks something in your brain where you're like, okay, everything's starting to come together, right? So basically, to sum this up, this is an excellent idea that you have. There's so much potential here for incredible success, incredible success. It's going to happen for you. It's going to take just a little bit of time. I would definitely say within a year, I would say you're going to see a lot of progress within 2, 4, 6. So I'm feeling like, remember when I was saying like there's progress and then there's a waiting period and then progress and a waiting period? I'm seeing that. It's like something happening in chunks of time, or money coming in chunks, something like that happening for you. So definitely keep the faith, believe in yourself. It's happening for you. Just have some patience, okay? I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a private reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, pile number 3. You have the green Aventurine, and this is your card. I feel like you have some pretty big dreams that you want to accomplish, and I feel like the universe is saying, go for it. Use your intuition to guide you. I feel like your spirit guides will bring you signs when you need them. I feel like you're going to be divinely guided on this path of yours. So let's see what your card says. It says, blessed, beloved child of the universe. Believe that goodness will arise in your life. Trust in the beauty that is destined for you. And then it says, I open my arms to receive the many blessings meant for me. So what I take from this is trust that you're destined to accomplish whatever this success means to you. Trust that it's written in the stars for you. Remember all these stars here? So trust. I'm getting that trust is kind of the big element, the big kind of backstory that you have in this reading so far. Trust that your idea is good. Trust that other people will like your idea. Trust that success is waiting for you on the other side of this idea. I feel like if you see right here, it looks almost like there's a little bit of grass or something there. I feel like there's a little piece of your idea that is starting to take form, or you've just kind of started writing down your ideas, getting ready to kind of figure out the details, something like that. Or maybe you've been working on it for a while and you're just now starting to see a little bit of progress happening. So let's go ahead and look at your other oracle cards and see what else Spirit has for you today. Okay, Spirit, for pile number 3, when will success happen for pile number 3? Speak your dreams. I love this card for you. I love this card. Let me go back to this one real quick. Believe that goodness will arise in your life. Trust in the beauty that is destined for you. So believe and trust. And what I see with this card here, speak your dreams, is being very specific about what you want, speaking it out into the universe, manifesting it, putting in all of that hard work. Yes, you have big goals here. You have huge, huge, huge goals that you want to accomplish, that you will accomplish. The first step is speaking it out into the universe. You're going to make it happen. Look at all the stars you have here too. So many stars are aligning for you in this idea. It's so exciting. Okay, what else do you want to say to pile number 3, please? We have truth. Yes, I love it. Speak your truth. Speak your dreams. What is it that you want? Start putting your ideas out there. That's the first step in you finding success. What is it that you want? What is it that you need to make this happen? Really, I feel like, because you have speak your dreams and then you have truth. So it's really like, what do you want? Okay, so you have this dream, you have this big dream. What are all of the aspects of this dream? Do you want to create something? Okay, then speak that out into the universe. Do you want this to involve making a lot of money? Okay, well, speak that out into the universe. Do you want to have like worldwide success? Okay, then speak that out into the universe. So I really feel like really getting down to every single little detail of what you want, writing it down and then speaking it out into the universe. That's part of the manifestation process. So being very honest with exactly what you want. Okay, I think that's going to help get you to where you're going. And as we go along in your reading, we're going to look more into timing and stuff like that. So don't worry about that. We're going to get to that. That'll probably come up more with your tarot cards. Okay, for pile number 3, when will success happen for pile number 3? Emotions. I feel like this is something that you really, 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 really have put your blood, sweat, and tears into. This is something that when you think about this idea, when you really visualize this idea happening for you in your life, I feel like it could almost bring you to tears, because it brings you, like, when you feel this happening in your life, it's like tears of happiness, tears of joy, an overwhelming sense of elation, because you've put in so much hard work. So much hard work. And I also, with this card, I see that this is what's on its way to you. I see that you're vibrating very positively with this idea, especially with the yellow skirt here, the yellow dress. I feel like, and if this isn't your style, or if, you know, don't get caught up on gender, because I really, really, really just look at energy opposed to like gender. Sometimes I do see gender in cards, but just keep that in mind as you're looking at this. If you don't typically wear a dress, then just keep that in mind, that it's more of the energy of the color that I see here, okay? Which matches the color of the sun here, which means, you know, the universe shining its light down on you with these ideas. Also, look at the clouds here. Look at how the clouds are kind of dissipating here. So for some of you, it may have taken a minute to get things lined up. Maybe they're still not lined up for you, or maybe you're starting to see a little bit of progress, because remember right here, the very edge of this card, there's a little bit of grass. And it looks like you can see like the beginning of a flower, like the a couple leaves of the flower here, or a couple petals of the flower. It's like, excuse me. It's like just the smallest little piece of your dream, of your vision, is actually starting to bloom, like the very first aspects of it, okay? And that's why we see the clouds kind of parting here. So some of you with the tears here may have felt like, or the rain, whatever you want to call it, may have felt like this was never going to happen, but it's starting to happen. Okay, the whisper. So for some of you, you've had this idea for a while and you haven't quite you haven't quite gotten to the point of really getting to the heart of things, and really sitting down and really being really focused on this idea. I think that this idea came to you in a way that was a little bit possibly serendipitous. It could have come about kind of out of the blue. It could have been something that you've been thinking about for a very long time, and you're just now kind of getting the idea or the motivation or the time to really step in your truth, if you will, to step into creating this, bringing this to life. Or maybe you're thinking, well, you know, this seems like a good idea, but I don't know. Can I be successful with this? Will this bring me success? I feel like intuitively you know that it will, but it's kind of like you're checking in with your ego saying, well, I think it'll work, but will it? You know, kind of going back and forth a little bit. And then some of you are like, no, I got this inspiration and I know this is going to work. But then you're kind of like, well, I know it's going to work, but then you're like, but I hope it works. You know, that kind of a little bit of self-doubt, which can be a good thing because it can keep us in check and make sure that we keep checking in as we go along with our goals and stuff like that. But as long as that doesn't take over your entire process, Spirit says that you are good, you're on track, and to keep the faith, keep aiming for the stars is what your spirit guide said. Okay. So we are going to look at your tarot cards now. What would you like to add for pile number 3, please? When will success happen for pile number 3? Okay, we have the Devil card. So this is what I was just talking about. If you have any fears of how is this going to happen, is it really going to happen? Maybe in the past you tried to make something happen and that didn't happen. So now you're kind of wondering, well, is this actually going to happen? I feel like it's going to happen. I feel like this is a good idea. So remember when I was saying sometimes your ego is trying to keep you in check. It's like intuitively, you know, this is a fantastic idea, but then your ego creeps in and says, well, I don't know, is it? And what Spirit told me was to turn over the card and reread this. Trust in the beauty that is destined for you. Okay? Trust. Remember those words, trust. Maybe I should keep this turned over for a minute. So we had trust and believe. So trust and believe. Don't let your ego get in the way here. Because the Devil card talks about kind of an attachment, a fear, an unhealthy attachment, an unhealthy fear. So don't let that get the best of you. Anytime you have a fear of, oh, is this going to happen? You know, are things going to line up? Replace that with your dreams. Say, no, it is going to happen. I'm manifesting it. It's going to happen. Okay. So we have the Two of Pentacles. With the Two of Pentacles, as far as when this is going to happen, I feel like things have been taking a little bit of time to kind of manifest. Things have been a little bit slower moving, excuse me, a little bit slower moving. Some of you may have even had this idea for a couple years and you just have not had the time to move forward with it yet. But what I see happening is either you're going to find the time where it's like your schedule's going to free up so that you have the time to start moving forward with this, or things are going to start to line up so that, you know, if you've already taken a couple steps forward, you're going to be able to really, really get into the heart of bringing this thing to life, and things are really going to start to shift for you. Either way, you're going to start to feel more of a balance happening, and things really starting to come together. I think emotionally also, you're going to feel more balanced. You're going to feel like, okay, I think this is the right time. I think time is finally on my side with this whole process. So for some of you, you could be seeing some sort of progress within the next 2 months. Something could be shifting. Your ship could be coming in. An idea that you put out into the universe, you could start to see some sort of results or some sort of additional ideas that you can build upon from that initial idea. I feel like the clouds are clearing. Like I said up here, I feel like with all the clouds here on the card, can you see that? Because there's actually cards and sky here. So do you see that? There you go. So there's, you know, the sky here, it's kind of like these clouds are clearing and things are becoming more balanced. So I just got keep the faith, don't give up. It's going to happen for you. The Knight of Swords. Okay, so with the Knight of Swords, what I'm getting is that things may have kind of been at a standstill, and it's kind of like a parting of the ways. Now, again, we have clouds here, but you can see the mountain here. So it's kind of like you finally reached a point, like a launching point, a launching pad, right? Something clicked, something was set in motion that cleared these clouds. Now, for some of you, this hasn't quite happened yet. For some of you, it's about to happen, because remember this here, there's just a teeny tiny piece of grass here. So it's so close. Again, with the 2 months, there's something happening very, very soon for you. For some of you, it could be, if you're watching this when I first put this video out, it could be like right at the end of the year and the beginning of the year, kind of right in that transitionary period. It could be like right around there. No matter what time you're watching this, that could still apply, or it could be more of a transitionary period between 1 month and another month. So let's say if you're watching this in June, it could be toward the end of June going into the beginning of July. So kind of like that last week of June into the first week of July, that kind of energy is what I'm seeing here. And then I feel like things really from that point start to move quicker. Things kind of move out of that standstill energy that you had going on. Oh yeah. So the Ten of Swords lines up so well with what I just said. It's like you were at a standstill. Like you literally could not keep going without seeing any progress. You just couldn't do it anymore. What Spirit is saying with the Ten of Swords card is that waiting period is coming to an end. The stress that you felt with that situation is coming to an end. Do you see what I see here? What I'm seeing here is this situation coming to an end, and then this bird flying into the scene, which makes me think that this here is flying into the scene. So it's kind of like you're flying above your problems, you're flying above the stagnancy. Things are starting to move forward for you. And Spirit just told me that you're going to be rewarded for sticking with it. I was going to say patience, and Spirit kind of laughed a little bit and said some of the people watching this did not exactly have patience. But that's okay. That's okay, because the point is that you made it through it. And I understand, what it's like to need patience with a situation that you just want to see it kind of progress, right? It's like time sometimes seems like it's standing still. But really, really good news here. You're coming to the end of this phase in this situation that you're going through here. So that's great news. And look at this. We have the King of Swords. This is so significant. I love this for you. Okay, so first of all, we transition from the Ten of Swords when not much is making sense. There's so much stress here. It's so painful. You just literally cannot go on another day, another second in this energy. It's just too painful. You need some kind of movement. You need to see some kind of progress. Because what happens here is if you're here too long, that's when this devil card starts to come in, and you start to think, maybe this success isn't meant for me. Maybe this idea is too big, right? But what I'm seeing here with the bird flying over this, and then we have the Knight of Swords, which I said in my eyes, I'm seeing this is this bird here. So flying above your problems, getting a different perspective. Communication is flowing better now. And that leads us right into the King of Swords. Here in the King of Swords, things have slowed down. Okay, you can see things clearly. So this mountain here that was covered by the clouds, that's kind of dissipated. All of that chaotic energy going from this transitionary period has now calmed down. Now you're at the top of your game. Now you can see things clearly. Now you have a clear vision moving forward. Now you have a way to solve your problems. You have a better vision of how to communicate what it is that you're trying to accomplish. You better understand how to translate this to other people. And then other people can see your vision, and other people will start to notice you, notice your vision, notice what you have to offer. This is great, great, great success happening for you here, which is happening after this transitionary period that I feel most of you aren't quite here yet. Some of you are literally like right there, right on the edge of this transitionary period. And some of you still have a short time to go before you come to this point. But Spirit is saying that everything's going to make sense. Even if you've had delays, it's going to make sense. You're going to understand why there were delays, why it took this amount of time for things to happen. Okay, so we have the Tower card. Very interesting that you have the Tower card here. So for some of you, remember when I said something about, how did I say it? If you try to do this in the past, I think I said this, if you try to do this in the past, or something different in the past and it didn't quite work out for you, or if there was a delay or some kind of transitionary period going on, it happened for a reason. Like, just because that one particular thing didn't work out doesn't mean that this new idea that you have won't work out. So what Spirit is saying here is that there may have been some things connected to, like, okay, things that you had to figure out, things that you had to let go of, with this idea that you have, with this dream that you have. There might have been certain elements that would not have ended up lining up correctly down the road with this idea that you have. And because of that, certain pieces of this had to fall away before you can move forward. And I feel like for some of you, that could be where this fear, this feeling of, it's like a feeling of things being out of your control with the Devil card and the Tower card here. Feeling like at some point you didn't have control over things, and that's where you get this intense worry, this fear. That's what's coming to an end. And what is going to happen from this process is not only will you be seeing things from a much clearer perspective, because all of these clouds that you have here are clearing. See here, there's not one cloud in sight here. All of the clouds that you had here, what happens after there's a storm, right? So in the Tower card, there's a storm, there's lightning that hits the tower, and you lose the top of the tower. So what happens after the storm? Typically after a storm, the clouds move out and you have clear skies, which is what we see here. And also we're seeing that in the Ten of Swords. So this, something needed to create kind of a shakeup. There's something about this idea that needed to be tweaked just a little bit, and now you have clarity. Okay, the Sword cards talk about clarity. There was something here that wasn't quite fitting perfectly within everything else, needed to be cleared. So now in this transitionary period, which I talked about here, kind of between these three cards here, the Tower also talks about a transitionary period when the dust settles. So that could also be relating to this kind of 2 months that I'm seeing here, that it's going to be kind of 2 months of readjusting things, of reevaluating things, of making sure that you're on track, that you have everything lined up, that you've fixed any problems that you had. Because sometimes with the Knight of Swords is moving forward so quickly and is so determined that they're just going, and they're not taking the time to evaluate little tiny details. And so you can kind of pass over potential problems. But with the Tower card here, it's kind of forcing you to look at things from a different perspective, get a better understanding of things and how you can better achieve your goals. So that's what I see happening here. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, the King of Pentacles. So first of all, if you're worried about money, if you're worried about are you going to be successful financially, absolutely, you will definitely be successful. Extremely successful. The King of Pentacles is a wealth card. I see you kind of building an empire with this idea, which is so interesting because remember here I said you have this huge dream, and building an empire can mean different things to different people. It's what is a huge idea for somebody else to another person might not seem like it's that big of a deal. It doesn't matter what other people think. It's you creating this. This is something that you want to bring into the world. And it's huge to you. That's all that matters. This is something so important to you in your path going forward. So success is definitely going to be coming into your life. The thing that you need to be aware of here is that it is, to get to this point here, it's a slower process. Very slow process. It's going to happen kind of in its own time. There's definitely divine timing here, but the important thing to know here is that you can't rush this process. Building this empire is going to happen kind of in stages where you're going to make a lot of progress, and then you will move on to the next phase, and then you'll make a lot of progress and move on to the next phase. So believe in your idea, speak your dreams out into the universe. It's going to happen for you. Another thing I'm getting, there's something about a year to a year and a half from now, things will look a lot different for you. So, see, that's what I'm saying. When I say it's going to be a long time or it's going to take a while, it doesn't have to be like 20 years. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's going to take some time to develop this. It's going to take a lot of dedication, a lot of time, a lot of hard work. But along the way, you're going to hit these milestones along the way, which is going to keep you motivated, which is going to make you even more determined to hit that next phase, to hit that next goal, right? Does that make sense? I love this. Look at that. You have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a success card. This is a victory card. This is people celebrating you. And remember what I just said about you're going to hit milestones along the way? That's what I'm seeing here. A lot of milestones. There's definitely there's some major progress happening. I'm going to say, because here we have the two, when I said 2 months, and then the Six of Wands here. I feel like something could be happening for you within 6 weeks to 2 months. There's definitely some sense of progress. Something that you will feel, oh, okay, finally things are moving along. Okay. And you're going to have that all throughout this journey, So if anywhere along the way, something happens where you have this great idea and you're trying to get it implemented, and then it just, for one reason or another, does not work out, don't let that get the best of you. Keep that in mind. Don't let that get the best of you. Keep believing in your dreams. Remember, it was believe and trust. Is that what we had here? Yeah, believe and trust. Okay? Keep that in mind. That's very, very important, because anything that doesn't fit into the plan, there's something better waiting to replace that, something that's going to take you to the next level with this thing that you're working on here. We have the Ace of Pentacles. This is such a great idea, such a fantastic plan. I feel like this is something that you're going to be so proud of. It's such kind of a game changer for you. You have this great idea. You have this huge dream that you want to accomplish. And I see you summoning up your courage. I see you speaking it out into the universe. I see you putting in so much hard work. I also see things coming together. So, you know, when there was delays or stagnation, things not working out as they should have here, things really start to move forward in a way where it's like you're starting to plant the seeds right now, especially because here, remember, there's just a sliver of grass here, and you can just see like the ends of a couple petals here on a flower. That's what I'm saying. It's like the first little steps. You're going to be implementing those, I feel, over the next 6 to 8 weeks. And then it's going to take time to grow those. Okay, so this little bunny here just planted some carrots. So those aren't going to sprout overnight. But the thing is that once you plant these seeds, then you can start working on other things to get ready for when the carrots are ready to come out of the ground, right? So, you know, what kind of tools do you need? You need to keep an eye on the weather and the sun and all these different things. So you'll be able to start working on other things once you get this piece started. Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles here. Oh, interesting. This little mouse has a key here. Do you see how this person, okay, this is somehow attached to the Devil card here. Because this person is attached to these pentacles here. So what I'm feeling here is that this is connected to your two end cards here, the Devil card and the Tower card. Spirit is saying, don't be so attached to an idea that you have regarding your dreams, regarding this idea, this plan, this project that you have, because it's huge. This idea that you have is huge. It may end up being something that becomes global, or something that kind of blows up bigger than you ever expected. But the way to allow that to happen as you manifest your dreams is to make sure that you don't get caught up in certain things that you don't want to let go of. Speaking about the Tower card here, so don't be afraid to kind of tweak those little details here and there. Don't be afraid to take advice from someone else who might be looking at your situation as an outsider, who can see things that you can't see when you're inside the situation. Because this little mouse has a key here. So I'm really feeling like at some point along this journey, there might come a time where there's a different way to do the same thing, and doing it the slightly different way, or a new way, or an old way, whatever it is, will unlock a kind of pause that you might have on this journey. So I feel like this happens after you've had some level of success, because remember when I was saying that you're going to hit these milestones along the way? Okay, so why I say that is because, do you notice that there's like a knight kind of like armor underneath all of these coins here, all of these pentacles? And so I'm feeling like you're going to have a certain level of success going forward. And once you get a taste for that success, some of you might kind of fall into a pattern of, okay, well, it's worked this way since the beginning, and I've accumulated all this wealth, all of this success. I don't want to rock the boat, and I don't want to change anything. However, what's important, a lot of times what Spirit is telling me and showing me, is that sometimes you need to modify things a little bit in order to progress forward, to continue progressing forward, to continue making your dreams bigger. Because remember I told you it could end up being bigger than what you had originally thought. So don't be afraid to listen to someone else. Don't be afraid to change things a little bit here and there as you move forward. Yes, because it can be a happy surprise. There could be something very, very unexpected that happens that will catapult you to the next level of this dream that you have, that will take you to that next level, that will allow your dreams to come true. Definitely something that's very surprising, but I'm telling you, it will help catapult you to a bigger audience. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so to close out your reading, what we have here with the Eight of Pentacles, Spirit is saying to keep the faith, keep working on your dreams, keep believing in yourself, keep trusting in the universe. It's going to happen for you. It's just a slower process. And part of the reason why it is such a slower process for you, I'm not such a slower process, because remember, you're making progress as you go along. But this idea is huge, and I feel like it's going to get bigger as you go along. It's going to gain traction. It's going to get bigger. It's going to gain more traction. It's going to get bigger. So stay grounded. Keep working on it. You're going to have multiple phases of this plan, this idea that you have, and take your time. Don't be afraid to slow down. Don't be afraid to listen to other people or allow new ideas to come into this plan here. So it's definitely going to happen for you. Little things are going to start to happen very soon for you. getting to your ultimate goal is going to be a slower process, but you're going to get there. You're going to hit milestones along the way that keep you motivated as you go forward. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a private reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked in the description box below. Thank you so much.